name is Josiah Smith, and today I'm going to be talking about Katherine Johnson as my presentation speech. Today, I'm going to tell you a little about her background, her legacy, and some of the challenges that she's faced throughout her career and how she overcame them. But the first thing I want to talk about is her background and where she's from. Katherine Johnson, she was born on August 26, 1918. She was born in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, and she was a brilliant mathematician. And in high school, she graduated high school at the age of 15 because of how smart that she was. And after that, she went to go on to West Virginia State, and she graduated just at the age of 18, which is a very great accomplishment. And it's actually very, very rare for to see something like that. And she graduated. She got a bachelor's degree in being a mathematician, and she got another degree in French as well. She was also one of the first three black people to get into West Virginia State University and graduate as well. And then afterwards, she decided that she didn't want to go back with her family. She decided that she wanted to make her own path for herself. So she went on to go somewhere else and start her own family for herself and her future. For her career accomplishments, um, one of the accomplishments that Katherine Johnson got was back in 2015 that she received from President Barack Obama, which is the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And she got that for the work that she did because she wasn't recognized for helping with the Apollo missions and helping with the calculations and stuff like that because she was considered a black woman back in the day. So they didn't want to give her the recognition that she did. But luckily, she got it while she was still alive, of course. So that was a great thing that she received as well. Um, Another accomplishment that she got was her and her colleagues. There was a book that was written about them that got best-selling book, and there was also a movie made about them that y'all may have seen that's called Hidden Figures that was made back in 2016. The lady that played Katherine Johnson in the 2016 movie, her name is Taraji P. Henson, which is a phenomenal actor. I'm pretty sure most of people may know who she is. Um, she also authored or co-authored the research reports before she ended up retiring in 1986 after having an extraordinary 33-year career in the business. And then she helped calculate the trajectory for Alan Shepard's 1961 flight for him and for him to be the first American in space. And another thing that she did, she helped calculate flight paths for the Apollo 11 mission for the moon landing in 1969. And then she also helped calculate the Apollo 13 mission for them to return home safely. And then for this one, I'm going to talk about some of the challenges that she's faced in her career and how she dealt with them. Um, as Katherine Johnson got further into her career, she faced many challenges in her upbringing, not only just being an African American in America, but also being a black woman back in the day and not having the recognition and may not have like the respect that other people or men had back in the day. So that's one of the biggest things that she had to overcome in her career working for NASA or NACA. Um, Katherine Johnson also faced several challenges and pushbacks like racial segregation, gender discrimination, and personal loss throughout her lifetime. One of the things that she lost that was really personal to her was she lost her husband, which was to cancer, and that was like a really big, like traumatic experience for her. So that's like one of the other like really, really big things that she had to overcome during her career. And then when she was younger, her family was forced to relocate to a different high school in a different living area because the high school that she was attended or supposed to go to didn't offer education to black students or black women or black men at the time. So they had to end up moving somewhere else. So that was another challenge that she had to face growing up, not just in her adulthood. And then when she worked at the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, she was forced to work in a segregated group for black women and mathematicians. And then she was also excluded from meetings for editorial papers or project briefings because she was a woman and not highly thought of at the time. And the way I think about that, because I truly believe that Katherine Johnson should have been recognized for the amount of work that she did in helping bring the people back to Earth. And I also truly believe that she was a phenomenal person. And honestly, I wish that she could have got more recognition than what she got while she was alive. I'm just glad that she was recognized in time before she ended up passing away back in 2020. But the way I look at it, um, her career is just like a rocket because like there's so many calculations that you have to do, so many problems you're running into, and it's like you're trying to solve all these problems, and it's just one problem after another. But she was mentally tough enough to overcome her problems, and she ended up pushing through it and ended up helping NASA bring back people that were far off into space and bringing them back safely with no problems, basically. Obviously, you had like the math problems, calculation problems, but like bringing them back home safely with no injuries or nothing like that. Another way you can actually think about it is like learn how to swim, basically. Like you're trying to learn how to swim and like navigate your path and trying to learn what to do and what not to do. And sometimes when you're focused on so much of trying to do the right thing, it can like misguide your mind. You can end up making a mistake because you were so worried about trying to do the right thing. And sometimes it's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. And that's a lot of times what Kathleen Johnson and her colleagues at the time had to do because they had a lot of pushback. So you just gotta learn from that, and then they grew into the amazing people that they did while they were alive. And that is my presentation on Kathleen Johnson.